Imagine being known as the NFL head coach with the most decorated resume in the history, having a total of 8 Super Bowl championships, as a head coach 6, and as a defensive coordinator 2, for 2 historic franchises. Being a part of the New York Giants and the New England Patriots, one of the most storied franchises in sports history. And also imagine being selected as one of the 10 greatest coaches in history, winning several awards, having recorded 21 winning seasons, being a part of the NFL All-Decade team, NFL 100 Anniversary All-Time team, having a team that went 16-0, the only undefeated team in NFL history. A streak of 11 consecutive playoff berths, franchise dominance, 266 regular season wins. I mean, that's the second most by a coach with a single franchise. And 49 consecutive years coaching in the NFL before moving to college. Imagine a resume. Oh, and we're leaving out coaching the greatest quarterback of all time and winning Super Bowls. Imagine having this resume and you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is about Bill Belichick, the greatest football coach of all time, not being selected as a first ballot Hall of Famer. The internet is in an uproar right now. Everybody has input from the entire sports universe. LeBron James, TJ Watts. I mean, it's just a long list. Chad Johnson. I remember when Chad Johnson wore his Hall of Fame jacket and declared himself in the Hall of Fame because he already knew he wasn't more than likely going to make it into the Hall of Fame, and definitely he wasn't going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. The Hall of Fame first ballot snub that got me the worst was when Terrell Owens wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, simply because watching Terrell Owens show how much willpower he had to play against the New England Patriots, well, arguably one leg with a screw in his leg, having to sign all this paperwork saying, he could probably never walk again, or if he get injured, that'd be the end. For him to put all that on the line. And he didn't just play in the game. He literally impacted the game. He was the best offensive weapon for the Philadelphia Eagles. Better, and he wasn't even the one that could control him receiving the ball. He was better than Donovan McNabb, who was supposed to be the best player. And when he got snubbed, I'm just like, I can't take the Hall of Fame serious, I mean, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer now, but he should have been a first ballot. When you think of the best receivers, it goes Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, depending on what day it is. That's 1A both ways. So the Hall of Fame has always had some troubling conversations when it comes to like people being selected and being first ballot or not just making it, period. And even Deion Sanders said he couldn't take the Hall of Fame serious, and that's someone that's a first ballot. He said it's a lot of people that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame and they shouldn't be first ballot. But Bill Belichick, this is crazy. If you had told me this years ago, like a decade ago, I would have laughed because he was solidified a decade ago. I mean, he was good after they probably beat the Eagles that last time. The Eagles when they had Terrell Owens in like 2004. He was probably cemented then. But I'm at a loss of words. Now, there was rumors that this guy that I'm not even familiar with, who spoke disrespectful about Lamar Jackson, saying he should have been a receiver. I think his name started with Bill too, or something like that. They said he influenced voters not to vote for Bill. And Bill had like 40 out of the 50 votes and he played a role in, those votes not going down. And there's rumors that the Spygate put a damp on his legacy, and rumors of the Patriots cheating and all that type of stuff. All that played a role. I'm not surprised because that was always spoken about anytime they lost a Super Bowl. They were saying like once they got exposed for different things with Deflategate and things like that, it put chinks on the armor. But at the end of the day, the man legacy is I mean, the man resume is insane. And it's a lot of things that get swept under the rug, but at the end of the day, man, Bill Belichick, man, is one of the greatest football minds. But I also, on the flip side, I was thinking about how, karma got a funny way of coming back around. And Bill did make a lot of enemies, man, because he was very bold on his stance with certain things. And I remember that Super Bowl that they lost against the Eagles where he didn't play Malcolm Butler. We never really just knew what was the backstory to that. And Malcolm Butler last year did an interview with The Pivot towards the end of the year in 2025, and he had already said that he would agree to do the interview, but he wasn't speaking on that Super Bowl. And it's like, what happened? So I had made a little joke on Twitter, and I was just like, I know Malcolm Butler's laughing from ear to ear, and I'm sure his phone is booming with text messages in regards to Bill not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. But I mean, regardless, Malcolm won a Super Bowl with Bill and lost one. So I'm sure he probably would still say he's worthy of being the first ballot Hall of Famer. Well, let me not speak for him. I'm just assuming. But it's just things like that make you wonder, like, wow, is this some type of karma? And then Bill messing with I know it was like footage of him that time with his shirt off, messing with that young girl, and he dating a young girl now. Maybe it's some outside things that's influenced the decision. But people say the politics of making a Hall of Fame is much deeper than wins and losses. I mean, reporters and things like that and journalists, if you rub these people the wrong way, they play a huge role in the influence with voters, they say. So I mean, it's a shame that it got to be politics to the accolades that it takes to win a gold jacket, when it should be determined on what you did on the field. It should never be influenced from the outside, you would think. But obviously, with certain players, great players at that, great players who've put up amazing statistics on the field and have been very impactful for teams, like Devin Hester. I believe he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Even though he's in the Hall of Fame, that's a first ballot Hall of Famer. That was a legit game changer, and he's the greatest kick returner, special teams player. But he didn't get in at first ballot. So it's like, now that Bill Belichick didn't get in at first ballot, nobody really knows what a first ballot Hall of Famer is anymore. That's just the moral of the story. Y'all drop a comment and give me y'all thoughts, man. What do you think this is really about? What was the real reason Bill Belichick hasn't made first ballot Hall of Fame? This has literally shook up the entire sports world. Y'all drop a comment and let me know your thoughts, man. And make sure you subscribe to the God Level Genius YouTube channel. Follow me on Rumble, Twitch, TikTok, at God Level Genius. I am James Vergado, and as always, be God level. The genius is in you. God Level Genius.